Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. Up in space, on the space platform. We've got space for turning all this stuff into all the stuff we need. Specifically, it's going to be bullets and rockets and fuel and possibly steam power. Depends if we can just get away with just having solar panels. We got more space for them if we really need to. Let's see what we can do. Let's start by trying to make some rockets and ammo and stuff. Because we definitely need those for actually getting through space here. It's a dangerous place out here with all the big rocks. In total, we need iron, copper, steel, explosives, and more iron. And explosives are coal, sulfur, and water. And to get coal, we need to do a whole another situation. Coal. That's from that. Carbon. Anyways, so we need to get the iron and the copper, turn it into everything we need here with the furnaces. Let's see how much iron and copper we can be theoretically getting here. This is 0.8 copper per second times 10, so that's like 8 copper per second. How much can a electric furnace accomplish? Put that like here. Ish. We just bring the copper alongside like that. Is it the same edge as that? It's probably not. Let's keep it out of the way here. I want to get electric furnaces. We're also going to need it to take it out on the other side, of course. We'll actually have copper plate. Not really as much copper happening here. These are doing 0.6 per second. Okay. So we're going to need more furnaces. Plenty of furnaces. Assuming we actually get it, because we also have all this iron that's also in the way. 0.62 per second. 0.8 per second. It needs to be slightly more. Essentially. Are we going to have enough furnaces for all this? Good question. So we had it on both sides here. That accomplishes that. Let's have to put it over in the middle too. Maybe go on both sides of the line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then one line of copper, one line of copper. Ish. Not really, but just keeping it working. And this one over here too. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one needs to go on the other side. Or whatever. Good enough. And then we have copper. And then we have the iron situation, where we are getting 20 per second. It's going to be quite a few more. And then a lot of it also needs to turn to steel, too. Okay. That's going to be like a whole thing here. Just do two sides for the iron. Maybe the easiest way of dealing with this. Just full space. How much more is it than this? This is 0.8 and that's 2. So a bit more than twice. So it needs to go probably a little further even. To actually successfully smelt everything here. Look at the exact numbers that we need as we continue. Means that. Inserter. Belt. Inserter. Line of furnaces. Line of belts. Which then proceed to go back in themselves. And there's all the iron. Ish. Okay. Place all these inserters. I think we're gonna need more inserters and stuff. Also the question of, is our current solar panel power even capable of dealing with this many furnaces going? In theory. I think I have some production going here. That's good to see. Whether or not this is good or necessary is the other question, of course, but okay. Power's still doing okay for now. We need to send up more fast inserters. We also might need more belt here too. Probably. Request fast inserters. Like 200 of them. I'll continue to be helpful here. Let's stop that. Put a different requester chest down here. Requesting fast inserters. Those can get put in and launched as necessary. Not these though. There we go. Keep everything we need flowing up here. So that's iron. Things are coming through here. It's taking up the chunks, making stuff, doing stuff. I think it might be prudent. Let's keep some of these for steel production. We're going to take some of the iron and have it turn into steel production. Also an option. Let's just do some of that. Okay. Not sure exactly how many of these we're going to need, but we're going to need some steel, so at least something here. Make some steel. It's gonna be great. Okay. With all that over here, let's start setting up to make some bullets. And fill all these up. First we need iron plates into firearm magazines, 1 per second. And then piercing round magazines with steel, copper, and those firearm magazines. Okay. So it's going to be quite a bit more in that side of things. In terms of actual total assembling necessary. You can even do like maybe just one here. Depends how much we can process. If we put the steel on this side of the belt, put the fire magazines on this side of the belt. We got copper coming over here on another side of another belt. That's everything we need for that. Let's get... Where are these guys going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then belts and belts. Ammo. And everything. In here, out there, everywhere. Without a care. Long-handed. Got the copper. Make some piercing around magazines. And then take the piercing round magazines and slot them onto here. Okay. I need some underground. Get this across. Plenty of space here. I'll do nicely. Do that on that side. Okay. So that's going to be going all the way around the entire thing, filling up everything at a reasonable pace here, in theory. Bump, 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 bump. Yep, 6 times slower. Alright. It's gonna load up just everywhere, full of piercing ammo. That is the first thing completed. Assuming we continue to get enough of the kinds of rocks. Okay. A lot of the other rocks are on the other side here. Just let them go through as well. So I'll take it from this side. That's a question. Anyways, we also need to make the missiles. That's going to be explosive rockets, which is rockets and explosives, which is more explosives and iron. Basically what we need is explosives, which is coal, sulfur, and water. Sulfur we've got. Water we can get from this ice. That'll be fine. And coal is going to be the other thing here. Okay. So we've got the chemical plants. It's going to need to do the water here, and then also all the other stuff. If we loop that back around, we can just melt all the water up here. Not quite enough space, actually. Let's just get all these down this way. Okay. So water. I don't think we have any other use for the ice besides turning it into water. So I think we'll just do that here. I want to go underground for this. Bring the ice over this way. Let's see how many chemical plants we can get going. All turning this into water. space for 5 of them. Beautiful. Ice, 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 ice. Melt the ice into water. Here is that. And I have water. I want those in some tanks here. Get that everywhere it needs to be. If we need more water, we can also just melt more ice. That'll be fine. Okay. Well, that's that. That's that part of the system here. Then we need coal. Coal we can get from coal synthesis or something. Is that available in here? We need something else for that. Got these ghost cards. Not quite the information we need. Look over here. Coal liquefaction. Simple coal liquefaction. Coal synthesis in chemical plants. Sulfur, carbon, water. Okay. Yeah, we got that. Right here. Here's the sulfur and carbon. Here's the water. Ta-da! Alright. We need at least some coal here. Let's pop down just another pile of chemical plants. I'll just also hook them here. That's fine. Coal synthesis. And then we're gonna have new bits off of this here. We're gonna need a side bit of the coal and the sulfur on their own journey here, essentially. It's both on one side of things. Continuing coal and sulfur going for other places. A different line of coal and sulfur coming over here. Coal can come out, I guess. Make it happen. Come here. Sulfur can come here. And then fast inserters. And long hand inserters. Not quick or anything, so that's fine. So that is the coal. And the sulfur and the water. It's also all here. We need some more undergrounds and stuff. Underground here to get past all this mess. Underground here, 'cause the coal. We need that for other things too. Or that because there's coal on it. Carbons need for other things. So that go underground to give that space to leave. There's the coal. All the ice is getting melted. That's something. All the ice that can be made is all this other stuff in the way. Ammo's getting over to here now. It's all kind of going around. Eventually we'll fill up the entire side, and that's going to be great. That's kind of what we want. Okay. Explosives. Sulfur, coal, sulfur, and water. The coal and the sulfur here. Right here even. There's a space of water down there. It's pretty much it. That's made in chemical plant again. Alright. Slap down some more chemical plants. The input is there. Switch that around. Make explosives. You need to get water down this way. That's what pipes are for. Okay. And then we can do long head inserter. Onto this here. And then that inserts for the coal. Long inserts for the sulfur. And there is explosives. Okay. So now we just need to get these explosives all the way over to the iron. We can make some explosive rockets. Sounds good. Iron's over here. Explosives over here. It's good happening. Even move it down lower below here and that'd be fine too. Since we're already here. And of course we can always move it if necessary. Almost got space in between here if we do something different. What does it take to make all these bits? We need the rockets and then we need explosive rockets after. So let's just have go past all this. The iron stops here. Really have enough space that we want. Can do it down here too. I want to keep some space here for this though, so we can just have this further up. Okay. Iron and explosives. What's the time on these? 4 seconds and then 8 seconds. Okay. We'll do 3 regular rocket guys. Long-handed. The other way this time, I guess. That's fine. You're making rockets. And then take out the sun machines. Just enough space for all of those. Perfect. Extend this to here. Let's just go underground to here, that's fine. Output on this side. We don't actually have the rocket turrets yet. So they're just going to be going around the belt, waiting, and ready. It's perfectly fine though. Explosive rockets. Okay. And that needs to be on the other side of this belt. There's gonna be something else to deal with here. Okay. We need to make some space. That is, well, you make that space too. Space for that. Get into space here. Then we need a here. I think we just bring these rockets And here to the other side. It's gonna fill it up with rockets. Looking good. Okay. I was gonna fill up the entire side of that belt with explosive rockets, as this side is filling up with piercing round magazines. And just having this whole belt all the way on the outside with ammo on it is in itself a form of stockpile. That works nicely. The thing that doesn't work quite as nicely is this line of rocks always on the outside here. I think the system we have now is going to profit from having this one on this side. It gives it on both sides here for when it comes around here and they go into the system. Okay. We're full on copper currently. Something else to do with all the copper, maybe. Anyways, that is all the ammo going. We're doing for power, still fine, it looks like. You see the power anywhere? Potentially. There's graphs and stuff. Production. Pollution, kills. Consumption of ores. Trains, achievements, logistics, transparent. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the amount of copper ore just kind of sitting here. Something to consider. At any rate, we now need to get thrusted. We got these here that need to get filled up. We need to get more chemical plants doing more stuff here. Some of them making the oxidizer, some of them making the thruster. Fuel. How many more of these do we even have? We got 5 more chemical plants. We need much more chemical plants. Deliver those. Gonna need more of those. And chemical plants. Do we have any on us? Not requesting them. Only need them sometimes, I suppose. You can fit on a max capacity 10. Get those over here. Is the robots bring them? They're on the way. 18 are on the way. 22 are on the way. Logistics stores -6. Fascinating. Just waiting on the robots. That's okay. Here they come. Okay. Chemical plants. Just need a couple more of these just to get everything going. For that. Gonna have to continue here at least. Alright. So for these, we got 2 different things we need to make. Make them all in multiple chemical plants. Output kind of down this way. Right. Just be able to hook these together in a way that doesn't make a mess. Advanced thruster fuel. Advanced thruster fuel. Needs carbon and calcite. And water. Water is over here. That up. Carbon's here already. Carbon, calcite combo. Let's get that over this way already. Spot either. It's gonna be in the well, here, inserting. Carbon calcite combo. Creating nope. Carbon. Not coal. I don't need carbon for anything else at this point. If we do, we can always change it around. This can go like that. And this can go like that. Just clearing out more things. Carbon, calcite, combo. Creating plenty of thruster fuel. Which of the box, which of these does that need to go into? Let's go into this one. Okay. Then not hook it into the other tanks. By avoiding those ones. Okay. Fill up all these nice and good. And the other ones over here need to make the advanced thruster oxide, which is iron ore and calcite. A different beast. Over here. We have the calcite here. We need iron ore also. Which we're not getting any of because we have too much copper ore currently. Which is not great, obviously. Balancing everything. It's a process here. I didn't quite do it, is it? Some of the iron over here. There's the calcite's over there. Nope, not quite. Other side. This makes me just make a huge mess here, it's fine. Yeah, not quite. iron ore and calcite. Ish. Here. Select all these. Hook this up correct with the pipes. Underground there. And pipes. Okay. Now we need iron ore. Which we're not getting because there's too much copper ore. Which is not great. That also means we're not getting any iron for everything else we're trying to do. So this stage, the copper ore is kind of a junk item that we don't need. And so, it means that we need to get rid of it. Essentially. So we won't get any more of that. Anything else we want to do with a whole bunch of copper up here? The other thing we're going to do is potentially steam. Any of that need copper? Get another chemical plant down. We're gonna do acid neutralization. Can't be created on the surface, pressure is too low. Okay, maybe we can't do that. And to create steam, steam condensation, steam to water. That was the idea here. We do make sulfuric acid from the iron, sulfur, and water. Do the neutralization requires the high pressure. Turn the sulfuric acid into steam. Then use the steam to power stuff. Looks like that's not really going to work then. Because the other option for making steam is the steam boiler here. But needs pressure also. So we can't do a boiler, we can't do steam stuff. If we shipped up steam, it would theoretically work, but that's probably not actually going to work. So we can't really do that then. So we're kind of at the limit of technology here. We could also send up nuclear, which also technically might work, but that's fine. What we're really at right now is we got copper that we don't need. Even just throw away the ore, probably be the easier strategy here. Then how are the other ones faring? Outputs are full of carbon and sulfur. That's fine. Also need more ice. We have too much calcite. We're going to use some calcite for this, though. Just a little bit. So we need at this stage is get rid of copper. If we get rid of the ore, we don't need to worry about smelting it. So where do we want to get rid of stuff at? Or just off the edge. Or we can get a recycler going. It's also an option. I think just throwing all the copper overboard. It's only used in making just the piercing ammo here. It uses 2 copper per. Well, still a little bit, but it's definitely, I mean, it doesn't make as much copper either, but we use so much more iron, even if there is more iron being made. So we have excess copper, pretty much. Well, okay. So let's get this out of here. Okay. We're going to clear one section of this out to have space. Go over here. And launch copper ore into space. Beautiful and very effective. Super great. Okay. So that's getting us more iron ore. It's going to be turned into iron and steel and everything else that needs to be turned into. And rockets. And successfully deleting enough copper. I mean, it's gonna use a little bit more copper once it actually gets past here. This is we're just fuming copper ore. Brilliant. That's why we're using a little too much. In that case, we can turn off one of them. And we'll still get copper through here. Should be great. As long as it keeps using it up. Electricity is also getting a little low. So we got all this extra space. We can put more solar panels on, I guess. Don't really have too many other options as it stands. We got space for more solar panels though. This is also now working. It's nice that this makes 1.5 thruster oxidizer each time. That's a lot more than the other recipe was. Okay. So now, we just need more power. We also need to remember that we get even less power as we go further out. Right here, space, solar power and atmosphere 100%. Out here it's going to be space, in atmosphere 1%. So gravity, magnetic pressure. Solar power in space 60%. Solar power in space 300%. So that's going to be still pretty bad. We're going to get 1/5 of the solar power out that way. I don't think there's any other real options here. Needs pressure. We can't pressure anything. Needs steam. We get a whole bunch of accumulators. That's not going to help too much. Can't really do nuclear because it's not there. We can't. There's no lightning to collect. Uses uranium. We have to set up a whole pile of uranium stuff. Heat exchanger. Copper, steel, pipes. Consumes water, outputs steam. Is that acceptable? Is that gonna work? I might be able to just use that. I mean, it's just a heat exchanger into the steam turbine. Some steam to create energy. Maximum per 500. Might be able to do. Does the heat exchanger actually take it? Consumes water. Generates steam. Maybe we might be able to do heat exchangers into steam turbines. For that we would need more water though. Which also just drain in and out. So for that we're going to need to get the calcite. Also venting. So you have too much calcite, not enough ice. Okay. We're going to need some heat exchangers and we can put on space size 50, rack capacity 25, rack capacity 10. Okay. That should be good. I'd like to request some heat exchangers. I don't think we're going to need more than 25 up there. But having some extras in case things happen to be fine. And steam turbines. Yeah, some too. As much as we can. So I'll wait for those to get over here. Let's get this excess calcite thrown into space. definitely a process here. Okay. Calcite is eventually gets to here, essentially. I don't really need the sulfur again. That's okay. And then we'll take excess calcite. Calcite go that way. Excess calcite can fly over this way. And try to keep enough space for things here. It's not taking up more space than is already being taken up. That. Excess calcite. Launch it in space. So we can get more ice. Okay. We're going to continue to need more ice to finish making all the coal and explosives. That all fills up better. We definitely still put more solar panels up here too, so that's also an option. Alright. You send some heat exchangers. You can send some steam turbines. I don't want to send more than that, though. I assume we can even get enough ice, though. That might be the main situation here. Also depends where we are. We get different amounts of ice and things, so. That is also a whole thing. Steam turbines. Steam turbines. Okay. Assuming these even work, the current state of things. Ice melting. There's no more ice for melting. There's no more ice chunks in the entire world. There's one more. It's not going to be very productive here. Okay. Let's see if we can place all these things here. Heat exchanger. We can make the steam section go somewhere else too. Where do we get the water? Right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10 of these. Look that up to the water. Maybe it's too low temperature. Okay, this might also not work. Uses heat energy to turn water to steam. Low temperature. Water. We don't have heat energy either. Consumes heat. Yeah. We don't have heat. No. This might not work either. I don't think it's going to. Just concerning. It's in a power perspective. Okay. So we're doing what we can here. We got our fuel tanks full. Also slightly concerned about how much thrust we're going to get from doing all this. Or if it's even going to be enough. Also a question. If we don't have any heat, we can't do that. If we don't have any... If we can't make steam from that, we can't get... If we can't make steam from there, we can't get steam from there. You're just kind of out of luck in that front. Powering this is going to be potentially problematic. Now we're full up on the iron again. That's great. So everything's going. We still have plenty of iron. It's going to grab it if it needs copper. It's going to grab it if it needs to. Calcite is apparently dead because that is also an ice bit. There's some more icy chunks. Makes a few more things here. We got no water. Yeah, tiny bit of water. Maybe a little bit of coal, a little bit of explosives. Explosives are a limiting factor here on the rockets, which are filling up nicely. Okay. The ammo is doing well though. It's getting more filled up as we continue here. I mean, you could even have a looping section of more ammo and rockets to act as a even larger area that's working on more storage and all that. There's also the whole loop around the entire place. It's not small by any means, but yeah, power is looking like it could be a problem here. Because we can get more solar panels, but there's only so much more space. We can definitely fit more in, but at 1/5 power, sitting out further, having to defend, making things, it honestly might be safer to drop off everything we're going to be bringing and send the platform away, so it doesn't get just constantly pelted while we are sitting at the other planet doing stuff. And just bring it back to park here. Nice and safe. Of course, that also brings up the fact that we're going to need to actually get all the things that we need up here. That's going to be a whole separate system. I took all that time putting everything we needed on the platform 1. I don't need that again. Yeah, but everything we need to bring with us, I suppose. Well, we got the 2 rockets here. Better spot than most. Also need to send up more solar panels, because that's about as good as we can do. Unfortunately. So what we're going to do is request a few hundred more solar panels coming our way. Get those all put into position. Send up everything else we need. Go to the other planets, get all the other things we need. And then maybe we'll be okay. Assuming everything here actually works. Here's hoping. Next time. Goodbye.